Hello, everybody in the CBD corner. My name's Kimberly Bachmann, and I am a co-founder of the group, and I hope you guys are enjoying the 30 days of 30 facts. We've been picking a pain and really diving into how CBD can help you. So this is an educational group for those of you guys that are here. It's a public group, which means you can invite anybody you want who is looking to become pain-free. Tonight's topic is very dear to my heart. It's diabetes. And I'm going to jump into to the facts tonight. I'm just going to do a couple of things before we get started. All right. Well, first of all, wow. This group has 133 members in less than 48 hours. That's insane. Okay. Kudos to everybody, that's wanting to get their life back and not live in pain anymore, because living in pain absolutely sucks. Okay. And we only have one life to live, and we need to make the best of it. Okay. So tonight's topic's diabetes. I put some facts in the description above, so we're just going to review some of them. 29 million Americans have diabetes. 9 out of 10 do not even know that they are pre-diabetic. And 15 to 30% of those people with pre-diabetes will develop type 2 within 5 years of their life. Okay? Here's where I get angry. And if you agree with me, you guys can smash that angry face. 245 billion in total medical costs and the loss of work, wages, etc. are connected to this disease. It is a disease. It's a disease under chronic illnesses. And that just angers me, Just a little bit about diabetes. So diabetes is where your body has trouble regulating its sugar levels, aka glucose, in its bloodstream, okay? Your body is unable to transfer that glucose from the food that you eat into energy properly, okay? And because of it, you can have a lot of severe health effects, loss of vision, lose blood flow and sensation in your body, even amputation. A lot of Americans do die from diabetes because it's not well managed. Okay, so it's a big issue here in America. There are two types of diabetes, guys. There's type 1, which my daughter is a type 1 diabetic. So long story short, my daughter got diagnosed. She was about 4 years old, 10 months, right before her 5th birthday, diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and the doctors had no idea. They couldn't tell me anything. And here's the kicker that broke my heart, is that we found it so soon. She never had any symptoms. And they told me there was nothing I could do. Nothing. That I just had to sit back, relax, and watch her pancreas stop producing insulin. That made me angry. I found something so soon, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it. And crazy, hey Bree, 2 years ago, I found CBD oil. And y'all, my husband is a lieutenant, okay? So he already threw that off the table. 2 years ago, I found it. And I really believe in my gut, if I started this when she was so early, that I could have changed it. I could have kept her pancreas producing it. However, the past is the past. I'm focusing on the future. There's a lot of great things I have to tell you guys tonight. So this is why diabetes is so true to me. Another reason, so my daughter's type 1. She's insulin dependent. What does that mean? Her body, her pancreas, doesn't produce any insulin. A virus happened, and her body, the virus is inflammatory. Her body was inflamed, and it decided to attack the pancreas. And 51% of diabetics, I'm sorry, not 5% of diabetics are type 1. They usually happen as kids. They call it juvenile diabetes. So she's insulin dependent. She has to prick her fingers probably like 6 times a day. She has to take a shot, and I have to give her insulin for everything she puts in her mouth, okay? Then you have type 2. Type 2 is also dear to me. My brother was in a motorcycle accident about 6 years ago, and he was ran over. And through his coma and through being in the hospital for so long in the bed, he developed type 2 diabetes. And I watched him, regulate it and things like that. Here's the thing about type 2, which is amazing. It's reversible. Okay, type 2 is reversible. Type 1 is not. All right. so far. So type 2 really is your insulin resistance, which means your pancreas still produces insulin, but just not enough for it to turn into the energy. Okay, things like diet, carbs, like, obesity, like things like that. You can change, you can reverse it with a great diet and exercise. But let's face it, that's really, really hard. And most people have difficulty reversing the type 2 diabetes. Some type 2s are on insulin, but they also are on a pill. Okay, and here is a big pharma drug. One of them is I think it's called metformin, and I think it's Avandia. If you guys are on any medication as far as type 2 diabetes, these are just the ones my brother has been on, so I'm going off of that. Here's the problem with it, and I've seen it firsthand. Severe side effects, okay? And I'm just anti big pharma because I feel like the medication that they prescribe puts a little Band-Aid on the problem, and then that opens you up to another problem and another problem and another problem. And that's why most people with diabetes end up getting like Hashimoto thyroid. It's still under the chronic illness. The umbrella for chronic illness is so big that all these little things fall under it. I personally have, thyroid issues. I don't even have one. I got to cut out, okay? But because I have chronic illness, the doctors tried telling me that's how my daughter got diabetes. Are you out of your mind, you people? They're nuts, okay? So, but one could lead to another. It's just what part of your body, what body part is it going to attack? Well, here's what it comes down to. Inflammation. Chronic inflammation. Your body becomes so inflamed that it just starts attacking itself. And that's the one area that big pharma does not touch on. They don't get to the root of the inflammation, and they don't prescribe anybody anything to help with the inflammation that does not have side effects. Okay? So, this is where our miracle product, I call it the miracle product because I see it changing lives every single day. And I'm so excited that the FDA and everybody's like moving aside and joining the movement. It's gone on for too long to make people more sick. Okay. And if you guys don't want, if I want to bring more light to it, if you ever watch a commercial about a prescription drug and it says, oh, this will help with type 2 pain and this will help with this. And as they're all smiling and stuff, if you ever listen to the background, it says, but you can get high blood pressure. And it starts listing like 6 or 7 side effects from it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to fix one problem and allow myself to open up to 6 or 7 problems. I want to get to the root of one and I want to cap it. And I don't want more and more and more problems. Okay, so that's where CBD comes in. Sonia's talked a lot about the receptors. You have CBD1, you have CBD2. Okay, it's already in your body. It helps, it's like the messenger between all your nervous system and your brain. Okay, and it helps with the flow of your bloodstream. It's already in our bodies. Chronic inflammation comes from that deficiency. And doctors are just, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to call them liars. Okay. And I'm by no way a doctor or a scientist, but CBD, the hemp plant, has been around for centuries. And they're just finding out now that it has great medical benefits. Come on, people. Like Native Americans use this to heal like all their stuff. I just think that with the use of technology, more and more things are coming. Information is flowing a lot quicker. Sorry, I'm getting messages. Information is flowing a lot quicker, and we have it at our fingertips that they can't hide stuff like this anymore. It's out there, and people are tired of being in pain. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys how CBD and diabetes, how it really can help. And the goal is to maybe replace a medication or two. The goal is to live and feel like you're living life, not being stuck in bed. And a lot of diabetics have, especially their fingers, they lose sensation in their fingers a lot because they're pricking them all the time. We want to give you that sensation back, and we want to make sure that your body's moving and you're not in the aches and the pains, okay? So we want you to have a better quality of life, right? Who doesn't want that? I do. Give me a heart if you want a better quality of life. And Research and scientists are all over this, y'all. If you don't know, in our file sections, click the testimonial pages. We have CNN, we have, ABC, we have the Today Show, all of that. They're talking about this constantly. I went to Costco today and they had Hemp Lives body lotion. Okay. It's everywhere now. You're probably just not open to it yet. So let's get back to the chronic inflammation. So the CBD could treat that inflammation, getting to the root of your problem, and it's going to improve your body's metabolism. Okay. So here's a good thing about type 1 diabetics. They just found out that your pancreas can reproduce its own cells. That's huge, especially with the combination of CBD, because if your pancreas can reproduce its own cells and you can constantly get that metabolism and keeping those cells strong and really cut down on that inflammation, I'm just going to say the possibilities are endless. You just don't know. Okay. So let's talk about CBD receptors. When scientists actually did research, they found out that it was highly prevalent that it was deficient in the pancreas. No wonder why they don't, why it starts attacking the pancreas, and 29 million Americans are suffering from it, because when they get the inflammation, it's the first place they're going to attack because it's the most deficient. Okay. CBD1, you guys know it's an endocannabinoid. It reports been found specifically in organs in the islet cells. So you have beta cells in your pancreas, and those are islet cells. Okay. And that's where insulin is produced. All right. So studies have shown to have, direct links between to insulin production. So when you take CBD, you're going to start that insulin production all over again. And that's huge for type 1s and type 2s. Okay. Especially if you're newly type 1, you still produce insulin. It's called like the honeymoon stage. So, and that honeymoon stage could last for a couple of years, they say. And for my daughter, it lasted a good year and a half until her pancreas was like completely out, not producing anything. But science is showing now it can regenerate, and they're trying to figure out how to stop the body from reattacking the new cells. Here's your key, guys: CBD. You really get down that inflammation, and your body will start recognizing these are good. Okay, they're not going to see the inflammation. That's the reason why the body's attacking itself. Just like thyroid, the body attacks the thyroid. So chronic illnesses, right? So it's most promising, especially in type 2, because of the chronic inflammation, and it's related to obesity. That's why it's so hard for type 2s to reverse it, because they have to change their diet and their exercise. Not saying that you should stop that and just go right to CBD. This has to be, with it, because the presence of fatty tissues drastically limits the efficiency of glucose and the metabolism, which is high levels of sugar. So a specific anti-inflammatory, the property of CBD 1 and 2, they have inflammatory properties, guys, that directly combat glucose metabolic disorders and improves overall metabolism. So if you get that metabolism moving again, you're going to start losing weight, you're going to start feeling better, and then, your diabetes can possibly start reversing, or at least come off a medication or two. Okay? A lot of good stuff here. Another thing that I can help really with, and all diabetics, is nerve damage. If you go a really long time without taking care of your diabetes, your nervous system is going to start shutting down. So like we talked before, the limited sensation, the severe cases, you can even get amputation. I know many older people, because they didn't have the technology they have to manage it, they have a lot of amputations. I know a lot of people that got their, legs amputated because the diabetes and things like that. And it's due to the lack of sufficient blood flow, which results in the breakdown of tissue and a higher risk of infection. Okay, so CBD is a neuroprotectant. It has shown to reduce the areas of this dead tissue, okay, and due to a lack of blood flow, and it actually helps it by 30%. That's huge. Dead tissue just sitting there, and it helps it start getting blood flowing through it again. 30%, guys. That is huge, okay? So between the medical potential and the therapeutic benefits of CBD, there's nothing, the scientists and the research say it's nothing short of phenomenal. CBD is believed to help regulate your system by binding its various receptors within cell tissue and tissue systems, okay? Here's the key about CBD oil. It's finding the proper dose for you. We are all We're all different. Obviously, we're the greatest miracles in the world. So the goal is to find the key dose. So they always say it's slow and steady wins the race. This is not a miracle product that you're going to take once and then boom, I'm cured. There's nothing like that. Okay. So you always want to start with a couple of drops underneath your tongue because it absorbs the fastest there. And they say start anywhere from 3 to 5. And do it from every, 6 to 8 hours. So you start with the minimum and you work your way up. Some people are doing half a, vial a day, droplet a day, 20 drops in the morning, 20 drops at night. You've got to work your way up and stay on one thing for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're going to start with the 3 to 5 drops in the morning and night, do that for 2 to 3 weeks. If you're not feeling better, then you up the dose for another 2 to 3 weeks. And then you up it until it's just going to click and you're going to know like, wow, that's my dose. And you're going to feel it, okay? For chronic pain, we do recommend the 750 mg. If you guys want more details about what I'm talking about, you can always reach out, okay? But yeah, so the key is to find the right dose for you. Baby steps, you start small and you grow and you gradually increase based on how you are feeling, okay? I hope this was really informative for you guys tonight because this is just true to my heart. We do have THC-free ones. Dosage is key, Bray. It is. And there's no right dosage for everybody. We can just, guide you. But if in the chronic pain category, it's 750 mg you want to go. And, if you guys don't know, we do have CBD oil available. It's with third-party testing. We know exactly where it's coming from. And what we're going to do another live in the future about what's a good CBD and what's not so good CBD. Because you got to really trust who you're getting it from in order to get all the benefits, okay? So feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Let me know if this helped you guys and informed you a little bit about how CBD can help you if you are a diabetic, all right? Let's really, really put a umbrella over chronic inflammation and help you guys get your lives back. Again, this group's public. Feel free to invite anybody to it. Tag them in this video. Go nuts. Our goal is Mission 200. We're trying to help 200 people really get their lives back and really getting this product out there. So we really appreciate all of your support. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Kimmy. Feel free to connect. Looking forward to it. Have a good night.